continuing our conversation with Jim Wallis. Jim, you have talked about what individuals and families can do in order to live a more responsible economic life. I want to get your views on how you think you can bring about the massive changes in federal government policy that might be necessary to have more regulation and a different kind of tax code.
You know, Washington, D.C., Bob, as you know, is wired to block change. It really is.
And to block change.
To block change,
yeah.
Right. And now these big financial giants on Wall Street, they spent $300 million, I'm told, to keep themselves from being regulated. So we have a big fight ahead of us in the next couple of months on financial regulatory reform. And this is about abuses that affect people's lives. I got a call in on a radio show. A guy said, I had a $15 overdraft in my account. I'm unemployed. $60 of charges for a $15 overdraft. That's just wrong. Americans know that's wrong. So we need a financial consumer protection agency. All those structural things are crucial.
Yeah, but more and more
accountability,
more government regulation.
Well, you know, Ben Bernanke says this crisis was caused in part by deregulation, by a lack of accountability here. Mm-hmm. So we really had this blanket of deregulation put over not only small business. We have to let small business operate, but over corporations too. So bringing back some balance.
But you also want serious changes in the tax code so that the gap between the richest and the poorest in terms of income can be reduced.
Right. This is about restoring balance. You know, we've lost our balance. It's time to restore some balance. This is an opportunity to do that.
Okay. Congress is made up of people who are in Congress because they understand and have been able to use a system of fundraising and other connections that have given them the wherewithal to get elected. Mm-hmm. Now, how do you get the people who have benefited from the system as it is to choose another system that would be more to your liking?
You're a veteran of Washington politics, and you know how money controls politics. Privately, a lot of these senators and congresspeople, they lament how much time they have to spend fundraising, how it feels that they feel dirty by all of this, practically, personally. I have long pastoral conversations. They come like Nicodemus at night to talk about almost confessionally. I've got CEOs coming and talking about this stuff too. I think people realize we've lost our way. Things have gotten out of control. The economy has spun out of control. So there could be a citizen movement here, a real movement about money and politics.
But that's what it will take, isn't it?
Absolutely.
A citizen movement.
Obama said when he won, he said, to accomplish big things, I'll need the wind of a movement at my back. Mm-hmm. I wrote him back that very day. I said, yeah, and one at your front, too, to clear the path and pull you along sometimes when necessary, because presidents need that.
But that's what you want to create.
Absolutely.
You want to keep something like the civil rights movement?
A citizen movement, yeah. The civil rights movement is our paradigm. Johnson and Kennedy needed King. Lincoln needed Frederick Douglass. Roosevelt needed those labor movement, powerful movements that said, we're going to make you do a new deal. So it's an outside-inside kind of dynamic that we have to do now. A political movement elected Barack Obama, everyone says that, but we don't have a social movement yet to accomplish those things that even he promised. So I think what I'm trying to look for here is how a crisis can reset our values, get us to think new thoughts about our own choices, families, kids, family time, vocation, career, work, service, all that, but then hold Wall Street accountable by us making different choices.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now suppose all this happened. You and I and everybody we know decides not to have any debt, we're going to conserve more, we're going to have new kinds of light bulbs, everything like that. Suppose it all happened, new regulations. What would be the effect of that on the gross national product, on our ability to be productive?
Right. You know, I write about this conversion to new habits of the heart. One of them is a clean energy economy will take not just rewiring the energy grid, but rewiring us, our habits, our choices, our expectations. There are so many jobs, Bob, in that direction, jobs for low-income kids in neighborhoods like mine. I mean, this is a real financial economic future, but not based on endless consumption. When 70% of the economy is based on consumption, we're in trouble. We're not producing things that we really need. So how do you, get wealth and work back together again? A Wall Street guy in one of our panels this week said, all our growth has been leverage. It's not real work producing real stuff. It's a casino economy in Wall Street. Gamblers, they put money on Red 21 in Las Vegas, and if they win, great. If not, taxpayers bail them out. This is not good economics. So Adam Smith wrote in the Moral Sentiments Before Wealth of Nations, without the moral framework, the market goes crazy. So I think this is about restoring balance, about accountability, and even in our personal lives, making sure, I say your calendar is a moral document, how you spend your time, energy, kids, and all the rest. All my Little League baseball coach stories are in this book,
Jim, the people who run large corporations, they're not evil people. They're good people, most of them. But it is their job to make for their shareholders as much money as they can. They're doing their job. And if they don't do it, they can be fired.
Well,
so
you're right.
I'm imagining that you're talking about a change that is very, very radical.
Well, I was at the Drucker Business School in Los Angeles yesterday, and in that context, they're talking about the need for multiple stakeholders, not just the short-term, quarterly profit and loss statement, not just shareholders, like workers, consumers, the environment, even evaluating things by their impact on the seventh generation out, which is a Native American ethic, as you know. So I was really encouraged by the business folks who said, we become too narrowly focused on just shareholders and just the quarterly profit bottom line. So we need a broader, multiple stakeholders conversation here, and if they're open to it, I think that's great.
Jim Wallis, many thanks.
Great to be here.